Hey guys, welcome back. Talking about consulting and moving from a full-time career to starting your own consulting business. And for me, that's in information security. And today I just wanted to touch on the idea of the transition period. Um, I think it's really good when you're in that full-time career to start the gears moving, start the planning process, and I think a lot of seeds can be planted. So in this video, I want to talk about kind of the 3 points of transition that I focused on, and it will kind of overlap with my very first marketing strategy or marketing attempt, and that was with LinkedIn. So to back up, before I left, and I knew that I wanted to leave my full-time career of 20 years and start my own consulting company, was I knew that I wanted to refamiliarize people that were in my network for the last 20 years with me and what I was up to. And the marketing messages that I read, trying to see if I had a book available, but it said, you want to touch them multiple times. And that made a lot of sense to me. So the first goal was to refamiliarize my network with me. Number 2 was to plant seeds of opportunity for partnerships. And number 3 was to pull people into my story or to help them do research. So I guess that's kind of 2 things if you're to break it out. Connecting people to your story. I think that's more of a strategy. So let's leave that out. So research. I didn't really know, although you hear that there's a high demand for what you're doing, there's a high need. For me, that was information security. But, do I really know that? Or is it just more than gossip? So my strategy to do that was to leverage the LinkedIn platform and kind of tell my story on LinkedIn. And while I told my story on LinkedIn and kind of reached out and put my face out there to say hi to my network, you can see my mug there, I also asked them to take a survey. And the survey basically asked some questions. I tried to keep it short, around 6 questions around challenges in information security. I was hoping to not only do research in the market, but maybe even potentially garner some future clients or leads. And I'll get into the LinkedIn strategy under lead generation in another series. But right now, I just wanted to touch on those. The Bible talks about the shrewd manager in Luke. And really, this guy knows he's going to not have a job anymore. So he takes the opportunity to kind of build the connections and build the strength of the partnerships that he already has so that in the future, when he's out of a job, he can use those. And for me, that was reaching out to people more on the sales side and more people that already had their business. And to be honest, I didn't really think much of them. I never really thought about how hard it is to be in sales, how valuable that role is. And I feel like I could have done a lot more if I would have realized that earlier. So I just took this opportunity to, if you looked at my whole LinkedIn network, about half of them were other professionals doing something very similar to what I was doing. And the other half were sales professionals, people representing companies, startups, sales positions, technical support, technical account managers. So I looked at my network, broke it out, and tried to reach out to many of those on the sales side and just thought, if there's anything I can do for you before I leave, I'd be happy to do that, whether it's making a connection, seeing if there's a need, doing some research. And it's a lot. I mean, honestly, I got a lot of people that did take advantage of that, and I had to do a lot of work. But because I'm a man of integrity, I try to follow through with a lot of that. So those are my 3 things. Familiarize yourself with your network. Have them get to know you and be a part of your story. Number 2, do research. So whether you're going to be an information security consultant or maybe just a computer consultant, any area in technology, maybe you can use a platform to do more research and to really grow that confidence of what you're going to do for other people. And then lastly, kind of grease the skids for future relationships by being the first one to go out there and offer to help somebody. So I'm all about just helping people and not have it be like you owe me something, because I don't feel like anybody does, but I at least wanted to take the first step and remind people that's my personality, and just trying to be generous. I mean, I think that's one of the purposes of having my own business and being an independent consultant, because relationships are wealth to me and they are important. So I just wanted to touch on that. So that's my transitional plan. And so far, I've had a lot of people follow up. I've kind of reignited relationships that I haven't had for about 10 years. And if I were to look at my calendar, I've had 3 meetings this week, and I've got 3 to 4 meetings next week. One of them is beer for happy hour with an old friend that reached out and said he's been having health problems for the last couple of years, and I had no idea. So just to catch up with him, another friend, like I said, I haven't connected with him for probably 10, 15 years. So hopefully we went back and forth. Hopefully we can set a date. Another friend I haven't seen for probably 8. Actually, I don't know if I consider him a friend, but a coworker. And, he responded to my post, and I followed up with him because he's been looking for a job for over a year. So I'm going to see what I can do to help him find a job, reach out to my network. So, hey, that's part of the transitional plan, and I hope it gave you some ideas. If you have some ideas on how you're going to transition, put the comments below. See what we can all learn from you. So thanks again, and I wish you best of luck.